There's just so much to do. Right, guys, we are live. We are live. Yes. Hello, good evening, and welcome. And thank you so much for joining us today on Lesleye Starts a Conversation. So before I get started, how has your Christmas been for you? Well, Merry Christmas, actually. Merry Christmas. And today, as we know, the last day of 2020. Wow. Who is so happy to see the back of 2020 and thank the Lord that we are here to say goodbye to it. And let's just welcome 2021, because I know all our dreams and goals, our aspirations, they are all gonna come true. So thank you so much for joining us today. I'm super excited. I missed you guys. I have missed you. It feels like I haven't done a live for ages. So welcome and thank you so much for joining us today. And you are in for a treat. We have got two brilliant guests today. I am honoured to have two males on my platform talking to us about their story, to get us all motivated and prepared for 2021. So just relax, get yourself a little drink and relax. We're here for the next hour, guys, would you say? Yeah, I'm gonna say the next hour, 45 minutes to an hour, we're here to entertain you. So stay tuned. Without further ado, I can't speak and I haven't been drinking yet either. Let me welcome my guest to the show today. So first of all, I have Knowledge. And Knowledge, I really want to pronounce your surname because this is so bad. So please just pronounce your surname for me.
Onoha.
Onoha. No, so we have Knowledge Onoha with us. And Knowledge is in Bristol. And we also have Karom Naylor.
Thank you very much.
See, Karom always says I get his name wrong, but I think it's my accent. So it's, oh look, I can't say it now.
So it's Layler, as in Taylor, just Layler, yeah.
Karom Layla is with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh no, honestly, I'm really thankful that you've come on this platform to share your stories with us. I really appreciate it. So, where do we get started? First of all, let me just ask you a question, Karam.
Yes.
Your bio says that you actually fired your boss and started your business.
Well,
How did you do that?
well, correction. I fired my boss and then I hired myself.
And you hired yourself, yes?
Yes. So, I fired. Okay, so as you all know, I'm from Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica. I came to Canada in 2012 on the farm work program. That was one of the I would say the easiest route from leaving Jamaica to travel abroad places like Canada and America. One of the easiest routes. So if you should apply for your visa, it would be so tedious for you to obtain a visa to come to a country like Canada, even America. So I took that route. I came here on the farmer program and then I started to work, So before I was working with the Ministry of Labor and Social Security in Jamaica. I worked for the government. I was a civil servant, records officer where we facilitate employments for people who are in Jamaica who want to go overseas, to the program like what I have gone on, which is the farmer program. So I used to work in a ministry who used to give employment to local workers and overseas workers, such as farm workers, hotel workers, cruise ship workers, you name it. And I was one of those person who said, I'm going to come on this program as well. So I came here in 2012. And then to fast forward it, immigration sent me back to Jamaica in 2016. 2 days after my son was born. 2 days before, sorry, my son was born.
Wow.
And I went to Jamaica in 2016, and I spent 1 year and about 6 months. But when going back to Jamaica, I realized, because physically I was in Jamaica, but mentally I was here, because I realized that the excess of opportunity which I saw here in Canada, I really want to be a part of it. I really want to take advantage of some of those opportunities.
So sorry, let me just slow you down a little bit there.
Yes.
What was it? Why did you actually want to leave Jamaica? Because Jamaica is well, such a beautiful place. I've been
Yeah,
many.
so it's beautiful in terms of the scenery. To be honest, it's a matter of fact, the word beautiful is an understatement to describe Jamaica.
Yes.
But when it comes on to the economy of Jamaica, you realize that the economy is in a very tight spot. For example, let me give you a very quick scenario. For example, okay, so the minimum wage in Jamaica per week, the minimum wage in Jamaica per week is 7,500 Jamaican dollars, which equivalent to, which would equivalent today, as we speak now, to 75 Canadian dollars.
Wow.
That's a weekly pay for a minimum wage worker in Jamaica. So if you and a tin of mackerel here in Canada is $1.
Yeah.
But a tin of mackerel there in Jamaica is $100. So you realize that it is the same. You realize that we are being paid less, but we are still paying for this for the product at the exact same price as other international countries, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So the economy. So I realized that there was more to life than sitting in an office working 9 to 5. I realized that there's more can come out of me rather than me place myself like a tree planted by the river in an office working from 9 to 5. How much can I get done within 9 to 5? And what is my compensation? My compensation in Jamaica was $45,000 per month. $45,000 per month is less than 400 US dollars.
Wow. A month.
Yet I was a civil servant worker. Yet I was working for the government. Yet I got promoted from being a clerk to an officer. But when you realize that how long can I actually keep myself in this stagnant situation? So it propelled me. I think my situation kind of give me the enthusiasm, that urge, and it kind of give me the momentum and push me forward and said, you know what, it's time for you to go elsewhere and to see what other places can actually bring you.
Yeah. No. Wow. That's I didn't really think about the economy side, but yeah.
It's very bad. Yeah, the economy is very bad.
Yeah.
Almost pretty much the same price of things here in America or here in Canada versus Jamaica is almost the same. But
Right.
you realize that your dollars that you're getting, and that's the reason why a lot of people are taking advantage of some of these economical breakdown countries, because they realize that labor is cheap.
Okay.
That is the reason why China could compete so much with United States of America, and they are making so much different products, because you pay a man in China less than $1 American a day
Wow.
to work. So the labor is so cheap. So it's the same thing in Jamaica. A lot of people going up there now, starting institutions, starting businesses, and they're getting a lot of rewarded, because they are selling the product at the same market price as international countries. But they realize that the labor minimum wage is $7,500 in Jamaica.
Wow. Okay. Well, so like obviously in Canada, the wages are totally different then to.
Yeah, in terms of the economy, because again, and I in my last speech, I spoke about sometime you have to grow through your storm, and sometime we're storm like in Canada, sometime we're the hardest time for, or I should say the most aggressive storm for most people here. Let's face it, it's just the winter. It's just the winter. But when the winter emerge, you realize that your bills still has to be taken care of. Your necessities still have to be taken care of. You yourself still have to go out there taking and changing different buses from different bus station in the hardness of 90 of 35 minus 35 degrees.
Yeah.
When I just came here, I wanted. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I wanted to pee so bad, and literally, as soon as I finish pee, it takes less than 5 seconds before my urine turn ice. Less than 5 seconds. No, it's no exaggeration.
You.
Coming late, late January,
Yeah.
late February. That is the hardest winter you are going to get. It's going to knock you head
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. That must have been really hard actually because if you're not used to snow, and in Canada, I've been to Canada and there's a lot of snow in Canada, so if you're not used to it because you're coming from Jamaica, then yeah, that's
I think the snow is not bad. What is bad is really the cold. The snow, you always can get your boots and try to avoid the walking in the snow,
yeah.
But the aggressive aspect of it is really the coldness of the winter. It's just it cold to the point where sometimes your car can't even start.
Wow. Wow.
It cold to the point where some people every 2 hours some people have to try to keep their car warm or keep the engine warm.
Yeah.
They start it just to keep it float.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Very interesting. And
Yep.
knowledge. Let's talk to knowledge. Hello, knowledge.
Hello, Lesleye.
And thank you so much for coming on the platform today. So, what do you think? What do you think about Karon's experience from snow to the sunshine, from snow, and then yourself? What was it like for you? So, tell me a little bit about yourself, knowledge.
Firstly, thank you for having me on your platform. Big fan. As you know, I follow you on YouTube, Facebook, and everywhere. Kerom, amazing guy. Haven't met you yet. This guy is just amazing. I watch your videos. You've got some stuff in you. People should hear your story.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
There are people who tell stories just for story's sake. But in your story, Kerom, there's a message in it. Like Les Brown would say, you never tell a story without a point and never make a point without a story. Man, you do tell a story. Tell a good story. Now, each time I listen to you, not only do I feel entertained, I feel as though I was present at the time of the event.
Wow.
You don't tell the story, you show us the story. Thanks, man. Keep on going. Now, to the question, Kerom, man, you've got some grace. I came from Nigeria, as you all know. It's a warm country, and I have struggled surviving in the UK, which has not been as cold as you have described.
Wow.
I don't know how you do it, but I believe you've got some grace that I don't have. And I hope to have a fraction of that grace someday. Else, man, a couple of weeks ago, I was noting down, listening to some countries I would like to just retire to and spend the rest of my life in. And Jamaica was actually one of them. And here I am speaking to someone who left Jamaica. I can understand the economic difficulties and complexities, which you've highlighted. Well, man, I just can't survive the cold. I wasn't built for it.
No, not like the cold. Not like the cold. So when you came here then, knowledge from Nigeria, what was it like for you though, your experiences here in England?
Interesting. I have a slightly different experience with Kerom. I came a couple of years ago. I came to do my master's in the UK, actually in the University of Leicester. It was difficult the very first semester. I was struggling with the cold. Results were, where I didn't want it to be. I struggled. I also came from a country that you call the second world country. I went through uni without actually using a computer myself. And then I came over to study a course that is financial mathematics and computation, which means I had to write codes. Now, for someone who's doing a master's on a topic, he has to write codes and haven't operated a computer. It was interesting. It was an experience, but it is life. Adversities brings out the best in us, and we are built to go, find a path. We say we go where there is no path. We do not go where the path may lead. We go where there is no path and leave a trail for others to follow. I stepped up. I stepped up to the platform and, I made it through. So many fell along the wayside. It was difficult, but it was one experience I could look back and say, good journey. In terms of how I managed to settle down, there's one thing about going to a new country. It's not just getting there, but getting to know the people, their culture, the way they like doing things will help you to adapt quickly. And that's life. Life is all about adaptation. Life itself is constantly changing, like moving from Nigeria to the UK or Jamaica to Canada. Now, your ability to adapt and integrate into that society you find yourself, it's what makes us human. It was a struggle, but one that I think brought out the best in me, and I overcame it. And here I am today, a British citizen, a journey that has taken a couple of years off me, but one that I think is worth it.
Yeah, wow, that's excellent. That's excellent. And so what do you prefer? Do you prefer it here than to Nigeria? What's that like?
Good one. I love the weather. I love warm weather. I love the weather in Nigeria. I love the people in Nigeria. They are happy people. The economy isn't the best. There is struggle. Like there's in every other country, there are some basic amenities and opportunities that comes with being in a first world country. However, life has a way of balancing things out. So some countries giving an amazing weather, it's not giving them the stability. There's pluses and minus, advantages and disadvantages. Ultimately, at every given time, one has to ask, am I still in the right place? Is this the best place for me? And as of this moment, I still believe the UK is the best place for me. That's why I'm still here. Now, if I wake up tomorrow and decide that, I think I can do better somewhere else, I'm on the next flight.
Okay, wow. Wow. No, that's really good. That's really. And what about you, Knowledge? Have you settled down now? Is Canada your home? I know you've got a family. So go ahead.
Yeah, when you ask Knowledge that question, Knowledge said, good question. And I'm gonna say the same thing too. Very good question because okay, for me, and I'm gonna be honest, for me personally, the scariest thing, what scares me most is my growth, is how I grow as an individual. That baffled it's like a hammer keep hitting me. So anywhere I realize that the soil has been cultivated in order for me to plant this seed into it, in order for me to grow and reap from it, I will. So for now in versus Canada, Jamaica, I love Jamaica. Jamaica will always be in my heart.
Absolutely.
But I'm in Canada because I realize that I can accomplish far more here in less time than in Jamaica. My family, I came to Canada, I got married, I met my wife. We have two beautiful boys. I started a business here, so the structure of the monument already started.
Yeah. So there's a lot more opportunities.
Yes.
I just add into that, Kerem. I like what you said, and there's a quote that keeps ringing in my head. Your destination in life is always more important than your origination. Now, at the day, if you're a fisherman, every fisherman understands that when you throw your hook into the water, you then the hook, when you throw it, you move towards it and to catch your fish. Now you have a dream in your head, like you say, a dream is not that which we sleep at night and dream and see in our dream, but that which keeps us awake at night and makes us unable to sleep. You have a dream in your head that keeps you up at night, that makes you stay awake, and that's what's controlling your direction. Seeking the right soil where it is most fertile to maximize your potential. And that's what life is about. That's what we're all doing.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, my brother. Yep.
I love your quotes. That's a fantastic quote, Knowledge. Thank you so much. But I think you've got a beautiful name as well. You know, beautiful Knowledge. Fantastic.
It,
Wait,
it, it,
tell me about
it's
your name.
ability because people expect you because you're called knowledge to know everything, and sadly, no one knows it all.
I know.
You're surprised how much knowledge doesn't know.
That's so true. But you're always ready to go and find out and learn new things,
Mm-hmm.
which is always good, isn't it? Because
Mm-hmm.
I love learning and finding out new things. So, why
Absolutely.
did you go into mathematics? Why did you want to go into maths?
Now, that's a good question. I came from a home, as for those who know African homes, your parents almost always decide what they want you to do. I came from a home where my dad wanted everyone in the house to be doctors. You know, I applied for medical school a couple of times and didn't get in. And however, that is because, my favorite book says, before you were born, he knew you by your name and he has predestined your future. You know, I was trying to go a direction in which was not predestined for me. Because looking back now, I don't like the sight of blood. I don't like the sight of, certain things doctors have to put up with. Looking back, that would have been a big mistake. I ended up studying mathematics, and I graduated with a degree. I thought I could have done better. I decided to further by doing financial mathematics and masters.
Wow.
Have I enjoyed it? Why did I decide to go into mathematics? Everyone who knows me knows I'm an analytical. I never go into a head battle with a heart experience. I like looking at things logically, not the way I feel. Because feeling goes just like the wind. 1 minute we'll feel happy, the other minute we'll feel like we're in love, the next minute we'll feel broke. It just goes. I'm an analytical and I like looking at things from a head position. And that's one beauty about mathematics. I'll tell you this story.
Go on.
Now, my first interview in the UK, when I finished my master's, I applied to work in a contact center because at the time I was struggling to communicate and understand the people and integrate properly into the culture. And again, because I love challenges, I decided I am struggling to communicate. I'm going to take up a job that involves communication. And I went for that interview. The interview actually lasted about a minute. It was scheduled for an hour. And the guy looked at me and like, first degree mathematics, master's in mathematics. Why do you want to work in the contact center? I was like, yeah, that's the point. I like the tie you're wearing this morning. And he looked at me like, I'm asking you a question and you're saying something else. I was like, thank you. Did you pick that up yourself? Yes, I did. And he looked at himself again. You see, that is mathematics. When you woke up this morning, you knew that color of tie is going to match this shirt. That is mathematics. But most people think it's all about number 2 + 2. No, it's all about being able to find solutions in complexities, in difficulties, in challenges. And that is what we're all about.
Wow. That sounds so interesting.
He looked at me, I was like, I'll see you next week.
Oh wow, I didn't realise that actually. I didn't realise that. I've learned something today. That's brilliant.
Nice,
So you didn't get the job then?
Absolutely.
He did, yeah, he did.
Of course, definitely.
He did.
Wow, and Carol, when you first came here, so you came here, in Canada, and then where you was working, so what gave you that incentive to say, I'm going to fire you and I'm going to hire myself? What gave you that incentive?
A very good question again. Before I even answer that, the other day I was looking back at my life. And up from the moment I graduated high school, I have never obtained yet a tertiary level education. I've been to high school, then I wanted to become a teacher, so I did a little program. I started to do assistant teaching, then I applied to the ministry, and then I started working. But when I look really back, I realize I have never fired by a boss before. I have never fired by a boss before. Never. And I'm wondering, is that a coincidence or was that a deliberate action from me? And then I realized it was a deliberate action because when I started work, my first job was an assistant teacher for 6 months. Then the principal, because I wasn't just a teacher, I was an integrated person where I was a soccer coach. I was a motivational speaker in the morning for the students at devotions, and I was an assistant teacher for the grade 6. Then she realized that I was an asset, and then I wasn't really bothering their budget, because as an assistant teacher, you're getting crumbs. You're not getting not even the slice of the So they said, you know what, this guy seems very enthusiastic, and then they kept me for 6 more months. Okay, so 1 year. Then I got my permanent job, which I lasted 5 years there, the Ministry of Labor. I left. A matter of fact, I didn't stay the exact 6 months. I stayed like 4 months, and then I walked into this other job, the Ministry of Labor, before I came here. Then I left here, the Ministry of Labor, and said, oh, know what, it's time now. And when I handed my resignation, I want to give you a joke. I handed my resignation with so much enthusiasm, with so much excitement, and said yes, because I never traveled on a plane before. My first flight was coming here in 2012. Yes, my first. So I was excited. I went to a loan bureau, like a bank, and I borrowed some money. And I said, I'm going to treat myself, and I bought some of the most expensive stuff. I love soccer. So I bought a very expensive soccer shoes. And I said, yes, I can't wait to be on that plane. And I want beside the window. I want to look out. I want to see the wing of the plane. I want to see the height where we are from, the surface and all those stuff. And then when I came here and the farmer program, it was so tough. I don't even want to get, it wasn't for me. I wasn't a farmer. I was not a farmer, but I tried it and I lasted quite a few times. Then I left. Then when I working with my boss, I didn't have papers. And I want you to listen to this. I didn't have paper. I didn't have right documentation in Canada because I overstayed my time here in Canada. I went on a farmer program. I was supposed to do 6 months. I only spent 5 weeks on it, and once you spend 5 weeks and they realize that you're not there anymore, because it's like a camp. You go on it and they come and pick you up every morning and they carry you on the plantation. Okay, so then I left. When I left, no, I realized, you know what? I don't have status anymore in this country. I'm more like I'm without status. Then you have to take anything that comes your way. At one point in time, I went to this guy, and the guy said, I can't hire you because you have no SIN number. And I said, my friend, pay me anything you want. It said, I can pay you $50 a day, 50 Canadian dollars a day. That's work out to, at that time, it worked out for $5 an hour. That's way below minimum wage. Minimum wage was like $13. Yeah. And he was paying me $5 an hour, and I accept with gratitude. I told him thank you, and I worked there for so long. Then I left from there, I get another job, and the guy hired me. And this guy who hired me is the one who taught me how to do the job that I hired myself to do now. But the way I believe that the intervention of God was present in my life, because when he hired me, he said, okay, I can't pay you cash every week, because if I pay you cash every week, the government is going to ask, what am I doing with all these money? Why are these money going this place? Where is these money? Because you have to pay taxes on them. So he said, no, what I'm going to do for you, your wife, at that time, I married that time. So he said, your wife, I am going to, no, I lie. It's like, I didn't marry yet, but I was dating the girl. Yeah. And he said, your girlfriend, have her to come to my office. I will talk to her. I will take out a business. I will register a business in her name, because you don't have the right documentation for a business to be in your name. That's the only way I can pay you, because this guy didn't really like me. He really liked me. He said, tell you what, I am going to take out a business account. I'm going to register a business in your wife's name, so therefore I can facilitate your payment in that. So therefore you can pay, your wife can pay the government taxes. So technically it was pretty much my wife's business. Yeah. I was pretty much her employee, technically. Yeah. Okay. So I realized right there and then, that no, this must be a sign, because there's no way this guy is going to open a business, open up a business for me, and I'm still going to be an employee at his business. I'm not going to do that. Then we had a little fallout, and I realized that the fallout pretty much came into the right time. We had a little fallout because he didn't have work. He wanted me to go to work for one of his good friends. And in the car, he said to me, he said, Kerome, on our way going to his friend to work, he said to me, he said, Kerome, I don't have a lot of work at my place, so I want you to go and help my friend out. I said, no problem. He said, I will be the one paying you, so don't ask him for no payment whatsoever. I will be the one paying you. I said, okay, boss, no problem. When I realized now, I went there and I work in this warehouse. We used to, and we used to stock car tires, like containers of 53 feet car container would come with over 4,000 car tires, and we would get two of those for the day. We would reach at work 7:30 and we leave off of work like 8 o'clock. So those are some of the stuff that kind of encouraged me to say, you know what, go and start your own business. Go and do your stuff. So I told my boss, you know what, I'm not coming back tomorrow.
Yeah. Now, whilst you're speaking, I'm just thinking there's a scripture that keeps jumping up in my head. Have you seen a man diligent in his work? He shall not sit with mean men. He will sit with kings and die with princes. Dine with princes. You know, I'm just thinking, the journey you've gone through, they say it is the down times we face in life that helps us appreciate the up times. Man, you've been through a lot.
Absolutely.
I know. Well, and still nothing in comparison to what other people are going through, because as you drink in the water now, a lot of people out there are just will do anything for a drink of water. You know? So as much as though I can find the hardness of my story, I still believe that a lot of my story is nothing in comparison to some people's story. But despite of that, you still can push head through life no matter what.
But that's your story. This is some of what personally happened to you. It's yours.
To me, yes, personally.
Yeah, so, you might listen to somebody else's story. It might be, but that's their personal story. So what your story is, it's yours. It's your story.
That's true, because in life, we are each a product of our experience and our environment. Now, your experience in life has made you who you are. Your environment right now will continue to build on that experience. You may be able to change your environment, but changing that experience, what that defines you, it is your building block. It is your foundation. And if you have the wrong foundation, forget it. The good book says, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? You have the right foundation, and that's why you're where you are today. Today, you've got that story to motivate people to speak, because speakers speak. That's what we do.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
So you fired your boss, and now your business is
So all right. So when I fired my boss, in a sense where, I didn't even tell my wife. I didn't tell her. Because my wife is a type of person. She can't absorb certain stuff so easily. She panics so easily. So, but knowing me, I said, okay, because I used to clean trucks, like clean cars and trucks, highway trucks, those trucks that pull the containers. Some of those what I hired to clean. This guy used to sell those. Then a guy came to me one day and he said, how much is this guy paying you to clean these trucks? And I said, he paid me $100 a day. And he said, okay, wow. He said, tell you what, you have very nice hands. He said, and I remember that because he said, Chrome, that's because my business name is Chrome and Shine Detailing. So I dropped the E from the Kerome and just said Krome. And he said, Chrome, you have nice hands. Tell you what, here's my number. Call me tomorrow and I will let you speak with my boss. My boss has a lot of trucks and he wants persons like you to come and clean them. I said, okay, sure. The next day I called him. I spoke with the boss. He said, I have 3 trucks here. Just come and clean my 3 trucks. Remember, working from 9 to 5. I finish work 5 o'clock. So I thought...
I'm going to cut you again. You know me. You know me.
Come on, knowledge. Come on.
Hand. He said he will bless the work of your hands. You've got nice hands.
That's what he said. Yes, I have nice hands.
That's the works of, it is the works of your hand. And that's why he gave us hand. Because what we have today, we live in a world, in a society where people don't want to do the dirty work. People avoid, everybody wants to get to the top without first beginning at the bottom. You know, people don't want to get their hands dirty. You know, they look for opportunities in the wrong place. My uncle will always say, opportunities comes in, it dresses in overall. It comes in raw form. Even diamond, when you go diamond mining, gold mining, it's not in its pure form. So many people will pick up gold and throw it away, not knowing that what they hold in their hand is gold. And then they,
my brother,
that same gold they threw away.
Wow.
Speak it.
It is.
No, continue. No, I want to hear more of this because it's true.
Wow.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, I'm getting inspired by you. Your story it's giving me something.
Thank you very much.
And me. And our viewers.
So now,
go ahead.
I want to get, as much as all my business now has transformed into a success and still on its way to greater success, there was hiccups, there was hurdles in order for me, because when I told my boss I'm not coming back, I didn't have one customer. That day when I told him I'm not, I had enough. I had enough of this guy. I said, you know what, you're taking advantage of me, because when you sent me to work for your friend, you know how tedious, you know how tough. My muscles in my veins, they're so sore. I couldn't fold my fists tight enough because we have to unload over 8,000 car tires a day. When we unload them, we still have to stack them in their respective categories inside the warehouse. We have to put plyboards on top of each stack and go on top. Very risky. So then my boss came to me and said, Karam, this is your check. When I look at it for 2 weeks, it's $500. This guy's paying me $50 a day. Come on, really? Yeah. How could you do this? I said, no, you have kids. I turned to him and I said, my friend, no problem. But remember this, you have 2 beautiful boys. And your life that you're living now can reflect on their life tomorrow. Because we all know the story of David and Bathsheba and Uriah. You know, Nathan the prophet went to David and said, because you have done this, the sword shall never left your house. Wow. Because you have done this. And as we can track back from David, tribe go all the way down. Remember, David's son raped his own daughter, Tamar. David had a son named the wisest man, Solomon. He lost his throne because he think that he knew everything. He want to go and seek other. So sometimes, I had to let him know these things, and I realized that it hit him so much. It hit him. That little speech I gave him, I said, remember, the way you treat others, maybe you will be getting good treatment, but think about your kids and your grandchildren. Yeah. They are your seeds. So and then I left. I said, I'm not going. I didn't have one customer. Wow. When the next day, my wife realized I didn't go to work because my boss was keep calling my wife. She said, where you went? I said, I went on the road to look work. Because I had a van. I had a van which I was financing. So I said, you know what? I can use my van for mobile detailing. We call it detailing. We go around, we go to people's houses and we clean their cars and whatever. And I got my first customer. The first customer was so cheap. I was like, God, why? The first customer, and he cut me down more than 50% of my price. But because I was so hungry, I was hungry, man. I was hungry, so I was willing to eat the worm. Yeah. I was willing to eat the worm. And today I can say that my company, we have over 600 customers plus contracts.
That's fantastic.
I got this right. Let me make sure I got this right, and our viewers got this. This man, he fired his boss. He hired himself. Yeah. You know, there's a book I read that said, "Feel the fear and do it anyway." You need to read.
Yes.
Yes. Excellent book.
I did a video on the courage to act. You can find that online. Just hashtag Insights for Real. You know, courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act even whilst afraid. And that's what you did. Today, you own your own company in your name.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Well done.
That's brilliant. Yeah. Well done.
I bought a house out of this company. I remember this company only started 3 years ago in 2017 when I came back to Canada.
Wow.
I bought my house. I multiply my vehicles. You know, I have guys working with me right now. I don't say guys working for me. They're working with me because we're trying to accomplish one objective.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, and you know what? And I can tell you, there's more to come. There's more to come.
Absolutely.
But I have to give God the glory because and I want to say this to my viewers. And if I haven't said anything, please record this. In the Bible, it said, the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. The beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. The beginning of wisdom, you find it in Proverbs. Solomon who wrote it, he said the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. If you can fear the Lord so much and surrender to him and say, God, my wisdom is not even a fraction of your wisdom. My intelligence is not even a fraction of yours. As a matter of fact, I don't know what is going to happen in the next second, but you know. And I put everything in his hand. To be honest, as much as I work assiduously and industriously, I can tell you that, give God the glory. Because I prayed night and day, and I can tell you, my prayers are always answered. I don't know what with me with prayers, my prayers are always answered. So for those who out there think that you are going through life, don't go through life alone, because the Bible said, or the songwriter said, he didn't bring you this far to leave you. He didn't brought you this far to leave you, and he didn't promise you that this time will be easy.
Absolutely.
He didn't promise it's going to be rough. And sometimes when this storm is rough, sometimes we can enjoy the calmness of it and drink pina colada on the beach and say, yes, I am here out of the storm today.
Wow. Karam, I can definitely see you absolutely a motivation. You are, I mean, fantastic what you're doing now, but this is just down here. I mean, you are going to go. So, Mr. Les Brown, I mean, come on.
No, you see me in nice. Sometimes you see me come on here and I look so, you know, I try to look good enough. Just in case, maybe if my speech doesn't good enough, at least somebody can say, you know what, I like what he's wearing. Okay. But if you see when I'm working, if you see when I'm getting down to work, if you see me leaving my house, kissing my wife and my kids goodbye, I'm going out there to till the soil, to plant that seed, to reap. You wouldn't see me like this. You wouldn't see me like this. You would be seeing me as a person. Hey, one of my customers who is following me on Facebook, the guy, whenever this guy see me, man, this guy's turn to any of his workers and say, if you see this guy on Facebook, you wouldn't believe that is this guy now clean my trucks. If you see this guy, and as much as though I have workers now working with me, sometimes I can stay home, but I don't feel good staying home and not going out there to work.
Yeah.
I put on my casual clothes and I go out there and I grind.
Wow. No, good. It's fantastic. I'm looking forward to hearing lots from you.
Jerome, again, my favorite book says there is a time for everything. A time to plant, a time to reap, a time to sow, a time to grind, to do the work. We do the things others would not do, so we can have that which others would never have. And that's what we're all about, man. You know, I want to highlight this because you talked about, you know, seeking God and everything. And I think this is where some religious people miss it. You know, the scripture says, seek and you will find, ask and you will be given. You know, it is okay to ask, but the scripture never said when you will be given.
No.
Because there is a process. The fact that you ask today doesn't mean you're going to get it tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Because we were dealing with a generation of people today that feels that because they've asked today, they're going to get it today. No. Ask and you will be given, but nobody told you when. Seek and you will find, but nobody told you when. There is a process to everything in life. You must keep seeking. You must continue. You must be consistent and show diligence. You know, you didn't get to where you are today by just, you know, a click of the finger. No. It took a while. No. There were down times because in life sometimes you will be up and sometimes you'll be down. And it's those down times that will help you appreciate the up times. But here you are, sharing your testimony, motivating people with your story.
Absolutely.
You know, I hope a lot of people get to hear this and hear the details behind it and understand that you went through all so you can get here. You know, you didn't just click and you were there.
No.
No.
It doesn't work like that.
No.
It doesn't work like that.
No.
Yeah, that's brilliant. A brilliant story. I love that. And I mean, knowledge. And what about yourself? You know, your story. You know, leaving Nigeria here, settling down, and then you've got your business, Insight for Real. How did
Yeah.
it happen?
You see, everyone who knows me knows I enjoy challenges.
Okay.
You know, every time I've passed up my CV for any job, one of the first things you say there is, I want to work in a challenging environment. I get bored. You know, what you don't use, you lose. I have the ability to think logically. I'm a thinker, and I want to be in a place that I have to think in everything. However, I am not the go-to guy when you need someone to wipe your tears and, you know, pamper you and form a pity party. No, you have a problem, come, we'll find you a solution, because there's a solution for everything under the face of the earth. You know, Kerem was talking, I was thinking, they say in life, there's never a shortage of money, but shortage of ideas.
Yeah.
You know, how has my journey gone? It's been interesting. You know, when I say my story, I tend to say it in a way that everybody thinks is just milk and honey. Now, some people would have fallen on the wayside if they had experience or gone through what I've gone through. But because of the way I have built myself, developed myself, I live on motivation. Because what you feed, what you hear determines what you think about, and what you think about determines who you become. You know, I don't go playing music. Yeah, once in a while I do that, but constantly, everyone who's around me knows that there's a motivational video, motivational speaking every time in my ears. You know, because I keep rebuilding my mind. And because of that, most of the things that I have gone through in life that are supposed to be seen as a challenge is seen as another stepping stone to success. So when it comes, I don't run thinking, oh, the world is going around. I'm like, yeah. Now, how many people are falling off? Okay, everybody is saying we can't do this. Now, that is where I come in, because I see this is where you need to prove again that you're a superstar. You know, I always say I am the best in everything I have gotten my hand to do. Not because I'm the most talented, but because I'm willing to stick to it and get through it to the end, even when other people give up. So if it's unsolvable, then I will be the last person to give up. And if it means dying, gladly. What is life if you can't solve the problem and put smiles in the faces of other people?
Absolutely.
It's been an interesting journey for me, ups and downs. Where I am today, I started from Nigeria, Imo State, originally. I own a motivational speaking platform, Insight for Real. It's easy to find: Facebook, social media, Instagram, YouTube, any social media page. You just type in Insight, hashtag Insight for Real, one word, the number 4, and it pops up. You see my videos. It's not been easy. It's not been easy. When I started off, I wanted to be able to reach out at least one person a day. I didn't want to make a difference. I wanted to be the difference. I wanted to hear me speak and their life change. Because we keep saying, oh, make a difference in life. No. If you actually want to make a difference, you start by being the difference. You can't make a difference if you're not different. You know, and I was telling someone today, I got a message from Facebook saying this week I was able to reach out to over 500,000 people. And when I looked at all my social media platform in the year 2020, so many have a lot to say about 2020, we reached out to over 1.3 billion people. Now, we're going places, we're getting there. We're getting there, and I believe I can't wait for 21. You know, 20, so many have a lot to say, but I say to everyone, every year is the same as the last year until you make something of it. And I made something of 2020, and I can sit here and tell you comfortably, it is my best year yet.
Wow.
I can't wait for 21. I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Your best year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, of course it's your best year because you've met me. You met
Of course.
you met the Power family. So yeah. Of course. Fantastic. Oh wow. That's really good. That's really inspiring. So who is your superhero? Who encourages you?
Well, honestly, what keeps me going is the people I am able to impact their life every day that sends me email, that leave a little comment on my videos and saying thank you. that says that reached me, because sometimes even the motivator needs to be motivated.
Yeah.
Because I think this is where so many people miss it. The gifted is different from the gifts. The more gifted you are, the more people run to you, and you generally you get used up. And sometimes you need to refuel and remotivate. So there are a couple of great speakers out there. Sorry, go on.
It's hard to do that though. Do you think it's hard to change? It's down to that individual though, isn't it? If they want to change their mindset, it's down to them.
Absolutely, it's down to them. I say this example. You find people saying, "Oh, I know Tiger Woods. I like Tiger Woods." No, you don't know Tiger Woods. You know his gift. He's a great golfer. You don't know the man, so don't judge the man by his gift. And that's where people miss it. The gifted is different from the gift itself. There are a couple of great speakers out there, likes of Dr. Miles Monroe, who's late now, Les Brown, T.D. Jakes. That man speaks. There are a couple of great speakers. E.T. I just listen to these guys, Tony Robbins, and every time everyone who knows me knows that I listen to anything and everything.
Right.
Anything and everything, because in everything, all you need is an idea. It sparks up something in you, and then you just start thinking. All I need is just something to spark up that line of thinking, and all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, why is the wind going from left to right? Something very casual, or why is the leaves blowing from left to right? Just the wind, and then you're thinking, okay, why is life always changing? The sky is moving. That is life. It's constantly changing, ups, down, ups, down. And if you want to find out why you're down sometimes and up, go out and look at this sky. It's constantly changing too. That's just life. Someone comes and says life is not fair. I'm thinking, I agree with you, life is not fair. And that's why birds eat worm. Fish eat fish. It's life, but you get on with it.
So where do you see yourself then, Knowledge? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? What's your 5-year plan?
Interesting. All through my work experience, I've had most managers ask me that question, what's your 5-year plan? And I look at them sitting on that in those one-to-one thinking, actually, my 5-year plan is not to be sitting here with you. So my 5-year plan, because I want to keep growing, I want to learn. I want to keep growing. My 5-year plan is to keep doing what I'm doing, keep motivating, keep changing life, keep making the difference and being the difference. Just keep having fun. Life is not just about the destination, but it's also about the journey. Enjoy every bit of it. The challenges life throws your way is what gives us the experience. Yeah. I just want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Life is God's gift to us, and how we live it is our gift to God. And I try, if God has given you a gift of life, at the very least, you want to give him the best gift possible. Like Miles Monroe would say, the most wealthiest place on earth is the graveyard. And I'm willing and determined to rob the graveyard of my gifts. Oh. I ain't going down empty. I'm going to use everything right here on earth before leaving. And when I go back, there will be nothing.
Wow.
So in 5 years' time, I don't know. The sky is just, it just can't hold me. You can't lock a lion up. You can't. You just can't. You can try, but I don't think. I challenge everyone out here to try. Sometimes Les Brown in our Power Voice session, I'm thinking, I'm coming for you. Try and stop me. I'm coming for you. You've not met the greatest speaker yet, and that is me. You know why? Because I've listened to all of the greats. I've listened to E.T., Les Brown, Miles Monroe, Jakes, Tony Robbins, but they are yet to listen to me. So I know all they know, but they don't know all I know.
Yeah. Wow, I love this. Well,
Knowledge.
Lesleye and Karam first, so don't forget us. And what about you, Karam?
I love that knowledge. I love that. I could just sit, honestly, I could just sit here like a spectator and just listen. No, honestly, everything that you said is just hammering, man. And you're hitting the bullseye. For me, next 5 years, very good question. Okay, like for me, and that's the reason why I'm doing my degree in business management. I want to study. I want to understand. I don't want to obtain a piece of paper to go for work for somebody. I want to obtain that paper to build me as the business, because I am a walking business. I'm a mobile business. So 5 years times from now, I want to become I know I want to do lots of business. Right now, I'm speaking to you right now. My friend and I, we are partnering up to buy a piece of property in Jamaica. We're gonna open up a wholesale grocery store. Yeah, and very soon we're planning on start having shipments come to Jamaica. Shipments, not just buying, So there are a lot of stuff out there. Right now, I am open like a book. So therefore, anywhere I can see the opportunity where I can become a better Kerum, I will go there. So next 5 years, I am hoping to God, I just see myself traveling the world and speaking. Do it virtually, do it physically, and just giving back to people because, Winston Churchill once said, we make a life by what we get, but no, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. For me, I just want to just do stuff that can actually give out there to others, so their people can use it to their best of their ability and move on.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, hopefully as soon as this COVID thing gets past, I mean, Canada next year we're going to meet up, and I plan a tour in Africa because I believe there are so many people down there that needs to be motivated, that needs to understand that, see, where you are today doesn't determine where you can get to in life. And I believe we've got a message. I have a tour. I'm planning a tour in Africa next year, so I'm going to hook up with you, and then we'll talk around how.
Man.
Do it.
You know that, because, and that is the reason. And first, I want to say this on the record, but different. You see, and that's the reason why sometimes we need, and I will encourage any if you are a motivational speaker, if you are a person out there who really want more out of life, you will never get more out of life if you realize that your circle are contaminated. If your circle is contaminated, if you have some people around you, and don't be confused when I say contamination, because again, the people, sometimes you will have people goat in wolf clothing. Sometimes you will have some very nice professionals around you, but they're contaminated as well. Not because a person is not quote unquote being productive or going out there and working. That doesn't mean that they can't be a contamination for you. So equip yourself with only quality people. And that's the reason why when we formed this group called the Global 7 Speakers, right now you guys are one of my closest. I can pick up the phone at any time and call knowledge. I can pick up the phone at any time. So speakers are young professionals, are people who want more in life. Ensure to evaluate your circle. And if there's any wolf whatsoever, if there's any bad weed whatsoever in your lawn, in your grass, try to eliminate it. And welcome in fresh and energetic and new people into your group, because you can't build alone, you can't grow alone, and no man is an island and no man stands alone. You're going to need people in order for you to grow, because tell you what, when you reach up there alone, you're going to want to see someone up there with you, because you're going to be lonely.
Yeah.
You're going to be lonely.
But you
can't isolate yourself in life and expect to get to the top. You just
exactly. But Kerum, one of the things, because we've been going through what we've been going through for 2020, so how do you change people's mindset, and what sort of people would you want to work with? Because for me, there's a lot of men who don't want to open up. So how can you reach these people when you say about change? The people. How do you actually do that?
Okay, so first we have to take the approach of try the channel of hit to their mental, because everything is here, it's your mind. Last night I was listening to some stuff how the mind works. If I can try my best, because in the day I can talk until I want, I can talk until I sweat and I drink water after I get thirst and everything. If you as the individual get the tools and the necessities that you require to go out there and to cultivate your own soil. If you don't have that zeal, if you don't try to leave that procrastination away from you, or if you don't try to empower yourself, because at the end of the day, as much as everyone need a motivator, after that motivator finish their job, it's up to you now. You are going to be that last motivator going to say, you know what, I listen the talk, so I'm going to walk the talk.
Absolutely.
So end of the day, I want to work with any and everyone. You know, it doesn't matter your race, your sexual orientation, or anything whatsoever. Once you want greatness out of life, and some of the people I want to work with is the people who think or believe that there's no way out of this mess. There's no way possible I can make it.
Yeah.
I can tell you, there's a way. There's many ways. People usually say, you know what, money is hard to make. I came to Canada, I realized money is very easy to make.
Yeah.
Money is it's not hard. It's the amount that you want to make and what you're willing to do to make that money. It is the volume of the money and your work that you're willing to put in to make that money. It doesn't hard to make. It's not.
Yeah.
You know, there's a movie called Baby Boy. And it's a lot of people watch this movie. It's a very classic movie, early 2000 with Tyrese. Okay. In this movie here, I realized there's only one part I normally go back to. Tyrese was this guy in the movie where he was unemployed. He has 2 baby mamas. He lived with his mom. You know, his mom want him out and all of those stuff. He have his next negative friend who is even worse than him. He's in violence and all of those stuff. But Tyrese realized, in his mind, he realized that, no, I have to change here.
Yeah.
It is here I have to change. It's not my walking or my going about. And he said to his friend in New York City, downtown in New York City, he said, look around you, my friend. Look around you. What do you see? And his friend is looking around, and his friend is saying, oh, you know, I see cars, I see people selling, I see the sky, I see building. He said, look deep, what do you see? He said, my friend, I can't see nothing else. He said, listen, look, I see money. I see money. I see millions of dollars passing by. I see millions of dollars passing by. I see money. I see that man selling CDs over there. He's making a fraction of the million. That guy over there driving a container. We don't know what is in that container. And we are here sitting down as a stagnant tree, not doing nothing, not even contributing to the development of this economy. Not even a percentage we're not doing. So sometimes we just need to look back. When we look around us, man, when I came here to Canada, I realized, man, I'm sorry I didn't come here like 15, 20 years ago.
But everything.
I'm sorry.
Can I just differentiate on that? So I did a video some time back where I talked about the battleground. The mind is a battleground. You know, I think a lot of people out there, when we talk about 2020, they talk about 2020 based on what the media has showed them. Let's be realistic. Let's put the chips. True. You know, in life, money circulates. It's like a game of Monopoly. For one person to gain money, then somebody else has to lose that money. Now, the media is controlled by the billionaires today. They are losing money, and hence they are telling you the economy is down. But who is picking up that money? So many became millionaires because life is constantly changing. Every year is the same. And every year when life shakes up, some people will be casualty. Yes, some has lost loved ones. But if anyone who's listening today is not a casualty, some will be casualties, some will be spectators, and some will become millionaires. Yeah. 2020 has made millionaires, billionaires.
I know.
If you are not one of those, then it means you're just a spectator. You need to be asking yourself why. Yeah. 2020 has it's shaked up so many things and created opportunities for people to maximize. Why have you not maximized it? Nobody knew mask would be this important. What stopped you from sewing one and opening a company? What stops you from getting, it's your spirit, hand sanitizer, starting a business? Ideas. There's never scarcity of money in life. It's just scarcity of ideas. People are still waiting in their comfort zone, in their 9 to 5, waiting for their 9 to 5 for pay rise. You're asking for, what's that? How many percent are going to give to you?
Don't forget that.
No employer wants to increase your pay beyond certain amount because they are losing money. For you to get more, they have to lose more. So you need to start thinking outside the box. 2020 shook the billionaires of today, and they started losing money, and you can see the impact in the economy. Even the government felt it. But where did that money go to? Money changed hands. If it did not come to your hand and it left their hand, then where did it go to? You need to start asking yourself those questions. What am I doing? Am I maximizing the opportunities coming my way?
Yeah. No, that's so true, and that's really deep.
And that's deep. I was going to say that it's very profound. Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
really deep. But yeah, well, I think you're right in what you're saying, because, if you really want to change things, then it's down to you. So, and it all starts from changing your mindset and having a look at things differently, and then just going for it and just doing it. I want to be that billion. I want to be there with that billionaires and all them zeros.
So
Yeah.
what we do as motivational speakers is, they say you can force a horse to the river, but you can't force the horse to drink. What we do as motivational speakers is to prepare your mind, to speak positivity, show you the way, tell you that it is not over until you say so. That you're knocked down doesn't mean you've been knocked out in life, because life is a constant battle. A knockdown doesn't end there. When Muhammad Ali was knocked down in his fight, he looked down and looked at his opponent, staring at him on the ground, and he knew that was when at the end of the fight, the interviewer asked him, Ali, why did you jump up so fast? He said, when I looked at where I was and I looked at the opponent, I knew that was no place for a champion. He jumped up. When you look at your life today, and you look at where you are in life today, whining and crying about 2020, is that a place for a champion?
Yeah, some people might want to cry about 2020.
Absolutely. If that is not a place for a champion, then you need to change something, because for things to change, you have got to change. What we do is we prepare people's mind and tell you that there is more to life than your environment. But the action needs to be done by you.
Exactly.
We can't force you. We show you with examples, with our stories, people who've made it from where you are and how we've made it from where we started from and where we are today. But you still have to do the work. You need to subscribe. Subscribe to Lesleye today, because you need to remain motivated. Life is a constant battle for territory. If you're not expanding your territory, I promise you, someone is expanding theirs into yours, from the north, from the west, from the east, and from the south. So you need to keep expanding your territory, or else you're losing ground.
And how can people get in touch with yourself?
Myself, just go on any social media, type #insight, the number 4 real, all one word, #insight for real. You will find my videos. I encourage you to keep watching, subscribe. I've got a website, which is insight-me. in-insight-site.me. in-site.me. You find me there, knowledge.
And you can also leave your details in the comments as well, please.
Absolutely. I want to encourage everyone watching or who will watch this video. I encourage you to subscribe to our channels, subscribe to Lesleye. But however you do it, most importantly, subscribe yourself to a motivational speaking page, because you need to remain motivated every day. You need to feed your mind. It is one thing to eat food, but you need to constantly feed your mind, because we live in a world that the world is in a constant battle to take over your mind. Constant battle.
And when you feed your mind, do you feel like you're more successful, or do you feel better within yourself? And this is just a question for yourself.
You activate the Superman in you.
Okay.
When you feed your mind, you activate the Superman in you. Because by feeding your mind, by listening to motivational speaking, you'll listen to people who can take you to a place within you that you cannot go by yourself, and activate the greatness in you. And every man has got greatness in them.
Absolutely.
We were all made in his image and likeness. He is great.
Yeah.
He is the King of Kings. So if you're made in his image and likeness, man, you've got greatness in you. He said all you need to succeed in life, he has installed in you. So if you're not succeeding, it means you're not using that which is in you. Because everything you need to succeed, he's put in you. So why are you not succeeding? You have the equipment. You're well prepared, well packaged. So why are you not using it? Boy, do I have to move your hands? Why are you crying to God? Why are you calling God? He's installed it up here. Use it or you lose it.
So is it because people are just too scared because they know they're going to be successful, and if they take that step to step into their greatness, they'll be just overwhelmed with it. You know, they might be fearful of that.
There's so many reasons for this. You know, there are those who are lazy. There are those who have had some experience in life that kind of has hit them hard, and they are struggling to find that self-confidence and come back. You know. But the truth is, we always say a setback is always an opportunity for a comeback. You know, when you listen to motivational speaking, it motivates you to come back. Each time you're knocked down in life is an opportunity to rebuild and rebuild stronger. You know, it depends how you look.
Sorry, Knowledge, to keep interrupting. Can I just ask you a question?
No.
Have you always been like this then? Have you always, wanted to, go forward and listen to motivation speakers?
In my early days in Nigeria, I didn't have the technology to do that. But there was a way to do it, which was, generally speaking, the church. You know, growing up, I've read the Bible a number of times. I've read the Quran. I've read various religious books back to back. You know, I'm a Christian, but I've read the Quran at least 2 times. You know, the reason is I'm always searching for knowledge. I'm always searching, you know. It says, choose this day who you will serve. I had to make a choice myself. I didn't want anyone to convince me. So I had to decide myself. I had to get that personal encounter. I said this day before you, life and death, but choose life. He never forces you to anything. He gives you the option and he encourages you to go. And that's what we do. You know, we provide you the motivation. If you're going to listen to it, great. It's going to help you. If not, cool. Someone else would need it and use it. And all that will happen is you keep watching them go and you wonder why you're here, why you're not moving, and why they are moving. The little details. The devil is in the details.
Yeah. No, I like that. And yourself, Karan? But you've always done some speaking or always wanted to encourage and inspire people.
Yeah, you know, and it's very, when I really look into it, it's kind of strange because, you know, a lot of people would try to mold themselves into this modest person, into this positive person and all those stuff. But from ever since I knew myself, I was always positive. If you ask any of my school friends, you know, when they see me start doing motivational videos and all those stuff, and they say, you know what, Karam, I knew from ever since, you know, you always been that guy. So I strongly believe that it's part of my natural inclination. It's not just something that I try to just fix on me, you know. So when you realize that, and as I always tell people, nurture your nature. Nurture your nature. When you find that thing, that one thing within you, you don't need to try to look for something else. Just work on that one thing. Because once you try to ponder your brain, you know what? That's why, you know, you have like a lot of people would say, you know what? I'm a jack of all trade. You're not a jack of all trade. You're not a jack of all trade, because when you only can pay attention 100% to one thing. You only can give 100% to one objective. Once you realize that you need to venture out in other, you realize that you are dividing your percentage in different groups. So you're not giving that one attention, that one thing, that one nature within you, everything. And that's the reason why so speaking for me, to be honest, it come natural. It come natural. It's just natural. But like Knowledge was saying, and again, Knowledge, you know, saying all the right stuff. But it's true, you know, end of the day, you have to feed your mind. And he said something here, and I said, you know, like people always like minds, because last night I was doing my basement. I'm still doing some painting. So, and I was listening to this thing, and I wanted to stop to write down, because sometimes when I listen to speeches or any stuff, if I don't write it, it can last just like that. And I was like, no, I need to go for the pen. And the guy said something, and then I come up with this analogy. The mind is like your stomach. When you're hungry, your stomach is your engine of your body. If your stomach is weak, you can be mentally retarded and you're still running 100 meters. If your stomach is weak, if you have a tummy pain, I can tell you that your feet is futile. Your feet will be useless. if your stomach is hurting you. So it's just like your mind. When your stomach is empty and need nutriment and need nutrients, you can feed it. But again, feed it with what? You can feed it with either garbage, you can feed it with fast food, or you can feed it with some very good calcium, some protein, some vitamin C, and all the good nutrients. So therefore, your body itself can develop into the body that you really want it to be. You're very healthy, you're strong, you don't have to see the doctor too often. Then again, you can feed your stomach also with the McDonald's, the KFC, the garbage, the carbs, the white flour, and then you have a big belly, you have a out of shape body and all those. It's same with the mind. Your mind is the same as your stomach. If you feed your mind with positive attitude, with positive thinking, with positive motivation, and not only that, most importantly, your surroundings, the people you see on a day-to-day basis, you want to ensure that you bring those people a bit closer to you who are positive, because those are the people who are going to feed your mind. When you go to your bed in the night to sleep, that is the most time your mind works. You realize that your mind works most time when you're sleeping. So all the information that you have collected during the day, all the negative and the positive, your mind work on them while you're sleeping. And put some in your subconscious mind and put some in your conscious mind. And then but most times we feed our subconscious mind with garbage and we live by the subconscious mind.
Yeah. Wow.
That's it. So your mind, like Nalit said, your mind is like your stomach. Yeah. You feed your stomach with good food, your body look your body look like Olive Berry.
You see, Kerem, what people miss is garbage in, garbage stays.
I love that one. You did something on that. Garbage in, garbage stays.
It doesn't go out. The people you surround yourself with has a way of influencing you. Everybody that comes into your life leave a little bit of themselves in you. Like Les Brown would say, when you hang around 5 visionless people, soon you become the 6th. Because soon you start picking up, you start picking up their attitude. If you also hang around losers, subconsciously you become a loser. Because before you know it, you're picking up their views, and most damaging, you're picking up their attitude. And before you know it, you're behind on your bills and your dreams.
Absolutely.
It's important to hang around the right people. How many times have we heard this? How many times have speakers talked about the people you hang around, how it influences you and how it rubs off on you? But the truth is, you can keep speaking. Some people, you can't change them.
No.
Like Mark Twain says, some people, don't waste your time arguing with them.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time dealing with them, because it's a full-time job changing yourself. So you can readapt to an ever-changing world. It's constantly changing. It's a full-time job. Yeah. People would not change until something hits them hard in life and they realize, oops, everyone has gone. I'm still here. I need to make a change in my life. You can do all you want to do. You can keep speaking. But when the right time comes, they will find, you don't have to force them with the word. They will find it. They will find it.
Yeah. I love this. Guys, this is just, I am so motivated. I'm like, I need to keep moving. I am keeping moving all the way. I am stopping. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. So, guys, let's leave because it's 8:20 already. Oh my goodness.
I'm glad when you're having fun.
It sure does. It sure does. So, Knowledge, what can you leave for our viewers today? What little tip can you give them to walk away? I mean, you've given us loads of nuggets anyway.
Going into 2021, it so happened that today is the last day of the year. I want to say just one thing. You cannot spread yourself too thin in life and be effective.
I love that.
We are all born unique. I think it was Les Brown who said this. We are all born unique, but so many of us will die copies. People are trying to dip their hand here and there, trying to be jack of all trade and a master of none. Find your uniqueness, find your gifts and your talent. Because when you locate your talent, your gifts, you've located your superpower. And then you develop it. When you develop it, the world will run to you because the world is in need of it. The reason you have that gift is because the world needs it. You need to, it's like a COVID vaccine today. So the world needs that vaccine. When you develop it, the world will run to you in search of it. Ask yourself, what is that thing you know how to do best? Don't go copying a speaker because they know how to speak. That's how they speak. That's their gift. That's their superpower. You have got your superpower. When you locate your superpower, develop it. We do not ask for help because we're weak. We ask for help to remain strong. Find people who have started developing in that area or relative to that area. Mingle with them, because you cannot, isolate yourself and expect to get to the top. Iron sharpeneth iron. If two shall come together, and when you find that superpower in you, I'd like to speak to you at the end of 21. Let's share that. Let's share how is God, the story. And then you can see that your testimony in 21 will be different from your testimony in 20.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Knowledge. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Karam,
Yes.
what can you leave our viewers with? What tips can you give our viewers?
Tips. There are many. When it comes on the tips, I can talk from now till tomorrow. But the thing is that, no, it's true. But when you look at it, a lot of people wait for today, or maybe for the beginning of this month, to say, you know what, I am going to make a New Year resolution. Yeah. That's a mistake. Don't do that. Mm-hmm. And I'm encouraging you. For me personally, my 2021 resolution started 3 months ago. My resolution started because when you take this approach, when you start your resolution before, you call it practice. I would call it more like practice. Before you go and do a perform, you do a backstage practice, So because you want that practice to become habitual, because when it become habitual, you become doing it often and over, then you realize it more embedded in you. Yeah. So your 2021 resolution, I'm just hoping you're not that one viewing now, just going to start it, because you're in for a really rough road. So no, you know what? First, I would say seek yourself. Look into yourself and ask yourself, what are the skills do I have? Or what is that one skill I have? How can I develop this skill into a masterpiece? How can I use that skill to improve my development? How can I use that skill to be a better me? How can I use that skill to help someone else? And if you want to become a teacher, you realize that you need a qualification. Go there. Just do the things that develop you and work on you. If you want a goal, don't try to set, like for me, I don't set big goals, because big goals are very hard to reach. It's not easily attained. Big goals are not easily attained. I always have this analogy. Looking at a ladder, the big goal on the ladder is the top of the ladder. The big goal on the ladder is the top of the ladder. You realize that the smaller goals are those small steps. If you don't make those steps, you realize that the big goal is not attainable, it's not reachable. You can't reach it. And not only that, but those small steps prepare you to manage when you reach up, to hold. Because we know that a lot of people get rich today and get poor, broke tomorrow, because the foundation was never there. So take your time. Listen, I'm going to tell you this before I leave. My biggest savings right now is coins. I have a bank account because I detail cars and trucks. So if in any way after I lie to our customers and say, remove all your personal items and all the garbages. So when we enter the car, anything that we see, unless it's something that is that you can't reach, once my vacuum insert coins, it's mine. And I can tell you this, I started an account 2 years ago with coins. I don't want to tell you the figure, but my account with just coins is my biggest savings right now. You know what?
Wow.
That account, I'm planning on using that account maybe sometime down the road to purchase my second house. That just coins. I'm gonna tell you this. If I am walking on the road right now and I see a 5 cents, a dime, if I see a 2 cents or a 1 cent, I will stop my vehicle and I go outside and I pick it up. I am 5 cents richer. And the end of the day, and this is why I'm trying to give you the analogy now of the 5 cents and the 10 cents are the steps. Those are the steps that you need to make. The house which I need to buy, it's at the top. But with all those steps, I realized that to attain that house, the 5 and the 10 cents won't accumulate to be as much as though I would want it to be in order for me to reach top of the ladder. So work on your small goals. Keep the big goals in your mind, but every day, when people say, you know what, next year is my New Year resolution. Every week I try to make a new week resolution. Every week.
Wow.
Every week. No, that's me personally. When people say I'm waiting on 2020, don't worry, man. 2000. I can bet you a lot of people when March, April comes, and a lot of people realize that they fall back so much on their resolution, they're going to start plan for 2022. Absolutely. They're going to say, 2022, I'm going to be a changed person.
Yeah.
You know what? Practice don't make perfect, but practice make permanent. I practice every single week. Every week I'm supposed to be a more improved person in whatsoever areas I can improve myself. Yeah, 52 weeks in the year, and I can tell you that if I can just every week I see myself as someone who is improving, at the end of the year, I need not to even make a New Year resolution for the next year. It's already I'm the resolution.
Fantastic. Wow. Guys, wow. This has just been amazing. I am so looking forward to watching it back and writing down all these tips, what you have given us. Oh,
we love it. We love it.
Wow.
And if you notice, and Knowledge and I were not using any script. And this is what I like about natural speakers. With natural speakers, we come from our heart, you know? Absolutely. We work hard on hard work, and in the process you get a successful work.
You heard that. Say that again. Hard work and hard. Say that again.
Speakers, we speak. That's what we do.
Yes.
You know, it said, "Thy word have I hidden in my heart." When you begin to feed your mind, it digests in the heart and sits there.
Yeah.
It settles.
I believe so too.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, the mind give. You know, you just gave me something, Knowledge. I don't know if you did, but you know what I said a while ago, it's something different. You know, honestly. And these are the things that I like to listen to speakers, because each time I listen to somebody, even if the person don't really come up with that thing, but that one word or that two words, all the time you have a little saying, say, please. Your mind will bring you through the process, but at the end where you need to jump off that cliff to fly, is only your heart can push you off, not your mind. Your mind will tell you how steep it is.
You see the thing with when people listen to podcasts and motivational speakers, sometimes they're looking for rhymes, catchphrase, you know, and then they miss the message.
Yes.
If you focus on the message rather than the rhyme and the catchphrase, it's just to spark up something so you begin to think. You ask yourself, how is this relatable? How does this affect me?
Wow. Guys, this has just been amazing. Thank you so much. No script, we just went for it. Got my questions, I've asked some of my questions. Brilliant. Thank you so much.
I'd like to leave the audience today with just one thing. I know sometimes that it is common knowledge, you know, we know certain things are common knowledge, but sometimes it is not a common practice. The things you've heard today, I encourage you to practice them, because they say wisdom is the application of knowledge. Now you've gained knowledge, go and apply it. You know, but my cheeky quote, I say wisdom is the understanding of knowledge.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Knowledge. That's brilliant. And Karan, thank you so much, guys. It's been brilliant. And
It's
thank
my
you
pleasure.
so much, all our viewers. Sorry, I do apologise actually, because I just didn't give you all a reminder that you needed to jump on. So when you watch the replay, #replay, subscribe to my channel. We are actually live on YouTube as well. Yay! So subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. The guys are going to be leaving their details in the comments, so if you need to reach out, and I think you should be reaching out, the comments, their details will be in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you, Carol.
And thank you to Knowledge and to all our viewers. Remember this, you are a walking W. That means you're a winner. You are a winner, my friend. You're a walking W. Okay? And with that walking W, if you turn that W upside down, you realize that the W turned into him. If you're a winner, you can make a lot of money. I can tell you this. You can make a lot of those M's, you know? And
here first, you're a walking winner. So go and do it. Go and do it. Go and achieve them dreams and goals, and don't be scared. You need some encouragement, talk to Knowledge, talk to Karam, talk to myself, not a problem. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I wish you all the best. Have a fantastic evening. New Year's Eve today, so enjoy it, stay safe in your house. I've got my party dress on already, so have a nice evening. Thank you so much. And Knowledge, Karam, thank you so much, guys, for joining me.
It's my pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you,
Thank
Lesleye.
you. Thank you,
guys.
everybody.
Bye.
All right. Bye.